Hello everybody, welcome to Awesome Rusty Bucks. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and drop a like on this video. I'm trying to hit 100k subscribers on this channel by the end of the year, so your subscription would be much appreciated. Also drop a like, only takes 1 second and makes a massive difference in how the video performs with the YouTube algorithm. So I'm here back with my trusty notebook to talk about the Warriors versus Magic thing, and I saw a comment today that said that I didn't actually write anything in this notebook and that I was lying to you. Like I was doing the fucking Bo Burnham bit from What? No, I'm writing things in this. I do have the worst handwriting of all time, but apparently bad handwriting is associated with high intelligence, and that's what I'm going to tell myself to justify this horrible handwriting. So, the Orlando Magic beat the Warriors in a surprisingly really entertaining game the other day. I believe the final score was 130 to 129. The Warriors at one point had nearly a 20-point lead in the third quarter, and they fucking blew it. Now, the Magic, on the other hand, they actually got a sizable lead with the last couple of minutes of the fourth quarter, and the Warriors nearly came back. But overall, great game from this young Orlando Magic team. Really bad game from this Golden State Warriors team that continues to struggle, and there is going to be a main channel video out about that either before or after this comes out. I'm not entirely sure. My plans got a little muddied. But let's actually talk about the details of the game. I'm going to talk about the Warriors downside stuff because I did focus on that a lot just simply because I was researching a Warriors video. But after I get through that stuff, I'm going to primarily focus on the Orlando Magic and the upside of them because I really like a lot of what they were doing, and that was like the best Magic game I've maybe watched in a long fucking time. So first off, for the Warriors stuff, I mean, I can start on the positive, which is that Klay Thompson started out really hot. He was 3 for 3 from 3 in the first 5 minutes of the game, ended up hitting a corner 3 that was really clutch, hit a couple more in the rest of the game. This was easily the best performance from Klay Thompson this season. Now, that bar was in hell. Like, I would say this wasn't even a great performance from him. It was pretty much okay. He still shot like 9 for 23 or whatever, but overall, definitely better than how he has been performing. So, another thing I wrote, Chuma Okeke, I hope I'm saying that right, I'm probably not, with 11 points in 4 minutes. So he checks into the game, 2 3-pointers, put-back layup, 3-pointer, all in very quick succession, which flipped the score around. And 2 of those 3-pointers were just way too open, one of them being this one, and that issue really showed itself throughout this entire game. Leaving shooters open, especially early in the first quarter. Here are multiple examples of leaving a shooter wide open. And there's also a play in there where Jordan Poole just gets absolutely bullied by, I believe that's RJ Hampton, and RJ Hampton is not particularly good, so for him to get burned like that is depressing. If that's not RJ Hampton, my bad. I did not actually check. Other than that, I also want to show off this clip, which is, I'm going to show this in my Warriors video as well, but this is a really, really huge 3 that happens in this game. And you see Jalen Suggs take it up the court, Paulo doesn't even set a screen, and then Wiggins and Draymond both completely fuck up the communication and leave him wide open. It was very careless, and it was very poor communication. And yeah, another thing, James Wiseman, I pointed out this play where he got an offensive rebound on him, someone got an and one on him, and then his body language after the fact, not good. And I worry about him because while he is a really big body and he's really athletic, he doesn't really play all that physical to take advantage of the body that he has, and if he's not going to do that, then, you know, what's the point? Klay needs to stop taking these dumbass shots. Here is just a stupid fucking mid-range fadeaway that he took with 10 seconds left on the clock. I don't know what it is about Klay Thompson post-injury, but his shot selection has just taken a downward spiral really, really bad. I think that's all I have to say. I wrote down that Steph did Steph things after a otherwise quiet start to the game. But yeah, there was a lot of just too much easy opportunities for the Orlando Magic. Not even a team that's a particularly good 3-point shooting team, but they got so many good looks that it's like any NBA level talent is going to hit those pretty consistently. So yeah, Warriors defense is in shambles. Talking about that more on my main channel video that'll be coming out right after this, or it'll be up before again. I don't know. So let's talk about the Orlando Magic now. That's enough negative stuff about the Golden State Warriors. The first thing I got to talk about, Jalen Suggs. A lot of people wrote this dude off as a bust after his rookie year, which I found dumb because A, he had flashes offensively, and B, he already established himself as an NBA-level defender, which is not an easy thing for a guard to do in the NBA in his first year. To me, that was a sign that he would probably be able to hang around. He had, I believe, 25 points, 5 steals, and I'm not sure how many assists he had, but he had a lot of assists, and I'm just going to play a couple of clips of this. His jump shot looked confident. He looked really confident on the drive. There's one here where I believe he put Steph in jail, or someone in jail, and it's just, he looked like a veteran point guard out there. He played like a star. I'm telling you, Jalen Suggs is the reason the Magic won this game. Hit a really clutch 3 late, got 1 or 2 really clutch steals late, and just if he could play anything like this regularly, that's going to be a world of difference. If that's what his ceiling is, if he just became who he was that game for the rest of his career, or eventually got to that point, then he's going to be a damn good player and certainly not a bust. A lot of people have compared him to Drew Holiday. I don't think it's a bad comparison. I do think the way that he shoots actually ironically reminded me a lot of Jordan Poole. But yeah, Suggs was fantastic in this one. Next one is Paolo Banchero, who won me some money by going off in the second half. He had 5 points in the first half, and I was like, there's no way he's gonna go down like that. And he had 9. The over, it was over 9.5. Is he gonna have 10 or more points in the second half? And I took the over on that. He had 20. So thanks for that, Paulo. That's really appreciated. He showed some really good footwork in the post, hit a couple of fadeaways. Paulo is really interesting. I'm actually probably going to make a main channel video on him. I know I keep referencing the main channel. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, Paulo's just fantastic. He really cleaned it up in the second half. I also want to talk about Wendell Carter because I watched the Thunder game. I believe it was the Thunder game, right? I might be mixing it up with another one. I watched the game where he had 30, and I frankly think that Wendell Carter Jr. is probably the most underrated player in the entire NBA, because that guy is really good defensively, and then offensively, while he's not exactly a go-to scorer type, he's definitely a connector. He can hit jump shots from 3, from mid-range. He's a pretty damn good finisher, not a bad rebounder, doesn't shy away from contact like he did when he was in Chicago. He's a really good playmaker when given the opportunity. It's just that no one really seems to utilize him to the extent that I would like them to. That was the case in Chicago, was the case in Orlando, but he's really good. If Suggs ends up reaching his potential, he's going to be really good. Paulo is already really good and borderline all-star level already. I believe he's averaging 20 plus points, and he's just looks like a veteran out there. That's a point that my good friend Alex Hoops made on his video about Paulo, but the way that guy moves, the way that guy plays, his body type, he looks like he's been in the NBA for 8 years, not this is his 10th NBA game, you know? So fucking crazy on that part. But I really like Orlando's future. I really think they have a lot of upside. Bol even is looking like a player finally. And a lot of people were giving the Denver Nuggets shit for that, but he wouldn't look good in the minutes they did give him, so I'm not going to give them too much flack for that. Again, Chuma Okeke had a fucking phenomenal game. So yeah, I just really like this Orlando Magic team, and I look forward to seeing them actually learn how to start winning, because they have the talent, I think. They're just going to have to start putting it together and maybe get some veteran presence, maybe get a better head coach. But down the line, I would not be surprised if 5 years from now, the Orlando Magic were a perennial minimum 4 seed, just because they have the tools to be really good defensively. And now that they have Paulo, I think they finally have their genuine go-to scorer star player. So when he reaches his peak of being a 27 point per game guy, which is what I think he can be, and he's surrounded by a bunch of good connecting pieces. Franz Wagner, I haven't even mentioned him. He's good too, even though his threes are not dropping this year, which cost me money on a different fucking parlay, but whatever. Anyways, Orlando's really bright, and I like the things that they got going on. That's the point I'm trying to make. And yeah, that is it. Goodbye.